In this section, we're still covering the RoboMaster, but we're going to focus on the steps for cutting a printed image. This feature of the software opens up other opportunities for you to be creative. The reason this is a great use of your silhouette is that it incorporates the use of your printer. If you think about it, it actually provides a certain freedom. For instance, if you look at this design, you will notice that there are 5 different colors. Now, we could take the 5 different colored sheets to reproduce the graphic. Cut the 5 sheets, cut the photo, hoping will be accurate, and finally assemble them to the finished design. Or instead, create one cut line, print the design, cut it with our silhouette, and then use it in our scrapbooks or other crafts that we're working with. As you can see, the printing and cutting not only will save materials, but it will also save time as well. As mentioned, we just include our printer in the process, then RoboMaster and Silhouette will take care of the rest. The steps to cut a printed image start once our design is complete. The next 2 items needed are registration marks and 2, a cutting path. In other words, a line for Silhouette to follow when it cuts the printed image. Cut paths can be any shape or form as long as they're assigned as being either a solid line or a dashed cut line. Registration marks are the L-shaped brackets that are placed in 3 corners of your design and will be part of the final print. They are used by Silhouette as reference points so it knows where to cut the path created in the design. Without them, the Silhouette would cut the path incorrectly around the design. To turn the registration marks on, click on File and then Document Settings. Next, click on this check mark, Use Registration Marks, and then click OK. Here it will not only show the registration marks, but also a gray area. This gray area is an area where the design should not cross. If it does, there's a chance it won't print or cut properly. The reason for this is that it will help us design in a way such that none of the shapes we use would interfere with the registration marks. We have here a design and we have a mixture of things. We have a mixture of line shapes such as hearts, this rounded rectangle, text, and a photo image of 2 little girls. We'll need first to create a path for the Silhouette to follow, which contours around the hearts and rectangle. The second step is then to create a path around the photo image. We will be using 5 tools in this order: the Select tool, the Grouping tool, the Offset Shape tool, the Outline or Tracing tool, and the Weld tool. Let's create the outline around the hearts and rectangle. First, we select all of them by taking the Select tool and encircling them with the marquee, avoiding the photo image. And then group them by clicking the Group button at the top. Next, we need to create the cut path. The offset shape can be used for this, but not on these objects because it will remove the inside shape, just leaving an outline. Thus, let's make a copy of the photo by clicking Edit and then Copy. Click on Edit again and then Paste. This will create a copy right on top of the original. Now we click on the offset shape. In this window, the offset value is set to 0.1. Click on Round for the joints, and by the way, you should play with these values and use what works best with your design. Next, click OK. The outline is now created. The next step is tracing an outline of the photo. You'll notice the photo has an oval shape to it. This can be done in photo editing programs such as Photoshop or Photo Elements. You're probably thinking that the ellipse tool can create the shape around the oval, and that's true, but that takes a lot of time because when making the oval for this, it takes more effort than you think to size and resize the oval, as well as making sure it's positioned accurately over the photo. The faster and accurate way is to just trace the photo and then use Offset Shape tool to create another outline that has the desired distance from the photo. So let's select the photo by clicking on it. Click on Get Outline to trace it. Once in the tracing program, click on View and Fit so we can see the photo. Next, we make the photo edges filled in. This way the program can trace a perfect oval. The threshold slider can be used here to fill in the edges. Since we are only interested in creating the outline, check mark the outer frame only, which will ignore tracing the inside pieces, and then click Convert to Outline. For the final step, press Paste and Exit. As you may recall, it places the traced outline on the photo and then groups it with the photo. To ungroup the outline from the photo is simply a matter of clicking on the Ungroup button. Now we just have to create an outline off the traced outline of the photo. To do this, click on the outside to deselect the outline and photo. Reselect the traced or inner outline by clicking on it, and then click on the Offset Shape tool. In this window, for the purposes of this walkthrough, set the offset to 0.1. Click OK, and the larger oval with a 0.1 spacing outside the photo is created. Now that we have created both the oval and the outline to the shapes, we can take the two outlines and weld them together. Do this by selecting the two outlines. One is selected, so we just have to select the other one and click Weld. This design is ready. We have the design, the cut path or outline, and the registration marks. The only thing we need now is to set the new cut path outline so RoboMaster will know to cut rather than print the line. In the Output Settings window, click on the Cutting Setting tab. At the bottom of the Cutting Setting page, click on the Cut Line Setting button. This will open another window where, as you recall, all the line colors in the design are shown and the action to take for each. There is a light blue and a black line. Currently they are all set to Solid Cut Line. The black line can stay as it is, but the light blue line should be set for printing. This is done by clicking on the checkbox on the left side to let RoboMaster know to print this line. Click OK to exit this window. Click OK again to exit the Output Settings window. And there it is. Next is to print the design. Click on the print icon up at the top, and in the print window, click OK. Now that our design has been printed, it can be taken out of the printer and loaded onto the carrier sheet. Next, the carrier sheet can be loaded into the silhouette. Switch the control panel to read Load with Carrier and press Enter. Once loaded, click the Cut button and then click OK. This will bring up the Cutter Controller. In the Cutter Controller, click on Media Type and change the blade tip if necessary. Then click Cut. The silhouette will start scanning for the registration marks. Once it has finished scanning the marks, click OK again. It will cut the design using the cut path we designed. And then the final result, as we pull out the material, is what you see here. A little nice paper cutout of our best friends forever. Take a moment to imagine the possibilities. For more information on this segment, click here to access the manual. If you are in need of further assistance, email us at support@silhouetteamerica.com or call us at 1-800-859-8243.